Hello, my name is Sharon and welcome to Piece of Cake. We are going to show you a few behind the scenes of how busy we are at Christmas. We've been around for many years, but this year we are particularly busy. Everybody's keeping it local, so come with me, come and see what we're doing because we're preparing a lot of Christmas orders. I'm going to show you a few things that you can make at home. We're going to try and make it as easy as possible, things that you can use at home. So you'll be watching us do our Christmas logs, our Christmas cupcakes, and a few other bits and pieces. So keep an eye out and get those tips and tricks that we use. As usual with December, we're getting lots of Christmas orders. How are we doing, Janet?
We're really busy. People are very excited. The thing is, we have some free time, so we're quickly replenishing some boxes because we're always running out of boxes and Christmas cakes and that. So we've got a few minutes, we have to keep going.
Okay, right. We're going to go to the back and we're going to show you some Christmas cupcakes and we're going to show you all the things that we make. And please keep an eye out on how we make them. Come to the back. So, this is where all the actual cupcakes are made. This is where all the magic happens. We make hundreds of cupcakes in a day, but obviously now it's busier than ever. So we're going to go over some of the things that we're making, and we're going to give you a few tips and tricks on how to make the best Christmas cupcakes ever. Here we have Susanna and Tatiana, and we are really busy making Christmas orders. Susanna is making a Santa hat, and if you have a look at what she's doing, she's done the red swirl and then all the piping. We like to do as many Christmas things as possible because people actually buy a lot of Christmas things before the actual Christmas day. So we got that, and Tatiana will be making the turrón cupcakes, another really popular cupcake over Christmas. We're very busy over Christmas. We expect on the 24th to sell roughly about 1,000 cupcakes on that day. This year, because many people are keeping it local, we are expecting a lot more. We have found December to be busier than ever, the busiest December so far, and it's a record number of cupcakes that we're selling. One of our most popular cupcakes is the turrón cupcakes. It's something that we've been doing for many years. People stick to tradition when it comes to Christmas. We try different flavors, we try lots of different things, but we always have to go back to what people always want, which is the flavors that they know. And you'll see us preparing the pan dulce. Again, we keep our recipes as traditional as possible. We've whipped some cream and now we are going to add some turrón, and that will be mixed, and that is the topping that we use for our turrón cupcakes. If you're going to make this at home, make sure that it's whipped up really well and really smooth. Otherwise you'll find it really difficult to actually pipe on the cupcakes because the turrón has the almond bits inside. Okay, so Tatiana's going to do that for us now, and then we'll show you how she puts them on the cupcakes. Okay, we've whipped the cream with the turrón, right? We're going to put it in a piping bag now. We always make sure that we use either an open nozzle, or we actually don't use a nozzle on the bag because it's got bits of the nuts inside so the nozzle doesn't get stuck. So, pipe the cream. This is absolutely amazing. It is so good. The bits of the nuts get stuck. Be careful how you pipe that. Can be a little bit tricky, so we make sure that the bag is as open as possible. We cut the end. We actually don't use a nozzle for this. It's just an open bag because, as you can see, it does get stuck sometimes. Okay, so we are now going to get some turrón and we're actually going to crumble it over the cupcakes. I mean, when it comes to Christmas, we make a lot of turrón things, and this is something that we're eating all the time. So, as if we didn't have enough turrón already, there's even more here. This is looking, so all the crumbled turrón. Wonderful. And these are ready to go out. Susanna has got some buttercream, which she has colored in green, right? Some chocolate cupcakes. Just put plenty of coloring there to get the Christmas. We're going to be making the Christmas tree cupcakes. Susanna is filling up the piping bag with some green buttercream. Okay, we're going to make some little Christmas trees. Again, this is something which is very, very festive and something that you can make at home and relatively simple as well. A lot of the things that we buy, you can get them anywhere. So we're going to make the little trees, get a star nozzle and pipe up. Just like that. There's plenty of things that you can use. There's lots of sprinkles and sparkles and things like that. It's a Christmas tree after all, so you can decorate it as you wish. So a little bit of glitter, edible glitter. I don't know if you can see the sparkle, but it really is nice and shiny to emulate the tinsel. And that is looking absolutely beautiful right now. And now add some sprinkles. And as I said, you can be as creative as you like as you go adding the sprinkles, make it look like a Christmas tree. And it wouldn't be a Christmas tree if it didn't have a star on top, of course. Got some chocolate stars there. Beautiful. Your Christmas tree cupcake. Right, we're going to make some mini wreaths. This is actually a new one that we've done this year. So we're going to smooth over on some chocolate cupcakes. As you can imagine, chocolate cupcakes is what we make the most. So we make all sorts of bases. We come here early in the morning and we make all sorts of flavors of cupcakes. But the chocolate one is the one that we make the most. And now we're going to make another decoration for Christmas, and these are little mini wreaths. So we're using a tiny nozzle, if you have a look, right? It's a tiny star nozzle, okay? Again, with more green buttercream. For many of you, baking is very therapeutic, and for us as well. And many of us who work here have found that this has been a hobby of ours originally, and we've taken it professionally. So we all love what we do. And this is something which is very creative, something that we enjoy doing, and you can actually do whatever you want with it. So there's a lot of things available that you can buy, sprinkles, sparkles and all that. And for Christmas, it's absolutely essential that you use all the sparkles and all the sprinkles that there are available. More sprinkles, and you have a little Christmas wreath. A bit of sparkle as well. So be as creative as you like, adding as much as you want, and I love it. The good thing about Christmas is that you can just really go for it, and you can add as much sparkle, as many decorations as you want, and it will always look beautiful. So just go for it. Welcome back. Next up, we will be decorating one of our delicious Christmas logs. But first, we must make the sponge layer. With this mix, we make 2 sponges. We begin by cracking 11 eggs into a bowl with 275 grams of sugar and beat them together. Whilst that's mixing, we sieve 180 grams of flour and 100 grams of cocoa powder. We also add 65 grams of honey to the egg and sugar mixture. Once the eggs and sugar have been whipped up into a foam-like mixture, it's time to fold in your flour and chocolate mixture. Make sure it all mixes together properly and you get a lovely chocolate colour throughout. You then spread out evenly onto a large baking tray and pop it into the oven for 10 to 15 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. Okay, we're going to be making a Christmas log now. This is another thing which is really, really popular over Christmas, and I think many of you have already attempted it at home. So it's a very basic, easy recipe. We've baked it in the oven, we've put it on the greaseproof paper and rolled it without the filling. And now we're going to show you how we fill it and we cover it and decorate it. This is a hazelnut log, a very, very popular one that we make. This is Monica. She is my bakery manager. And also she does a bit of everything. So she's going to show you how we do it. Okay. We use some syrup on the sponge and that keeps it moist. And here we've got a filling, a hazelnut filling that we're putting in. And then we've got a chocolate ganache to put over the outside. And then we have some chocolates and some decorations that you will see us put at the end. Okay. So the first thing that Monica will do is that she's going to unroll the sponge that she's made. Add a little bit of syrup. This is just sugar syrup. We always add syrup on our cakes because it actually keeps it moist and fresh for longer. Okay, so just a bit of that. Brush it on. Be very careful. This is something that you have to handle with care. And we go adding the filling. It's up to you how much filling you put in, but we like to be quite generous with it so that we have a nice big fat log. We make hundreds of these over Christmas. Many of you like to take them on the 24th as a dessert, and it's a very popular dessert for Christmas and for New Year as well. And you can do it in any flavor you want. You can actually do a vanilla one as well, and we do a durong one as well, because Christmas means durong all round. So we roll this up now very carefully, releasing the paper as we go along. Don't worry if it breaks because it tends to be very delicate. It's a very soft sponge, but the softer it is, the nicer it is as well. We can release it and now we can actually put it on the cake board. Cut out the edges and eat them. You have to taste them. Quality control, of course. Make sure that they're nice. There's always a volunteer at home to eat the edges. And we transfer this onto a cake board. This is already looking absolutely delicious. And now we add the chocolate ganache on the outside, cover it all. Again, this is something that you can do with any combination of flavors. Chocolate is always a huge hit, obviously, especially during Christmas. But any flavor combination, white chocolate or dark chocolate or milk chocolate is fine. Some people like to use buttercream. We like to use ganache, which is a chocolate and cream, because after a heavy meal at Christmas, you want something a little bit lighter. So we're very aware of that, so we don't want to do anything too heavy. Of course, you can make the logs bigger. You can add more pieces as well, make a couple of Swiss rolls, and you can make the logs actually bigger if you're going to have more guests, but not this year. Right, now Monica is actually filling a piping bag. We're going to decorate it a little bit on the top. Again, this you can be as creative as you want and you can do whatever you want with it. Some people put icing sugar as well. And we put the holly. We've got some chocolate holly. But this you can put whatever you want. There's plenty of Christmas decorations in the supermarkets now. And glitter, of course. Monica hates glitter. But you all love glitter, so we add glitter. And anyway, I mean, it wouldn't be Christmas without a bit of sparkle, so we add the sparkle. Here we've got the finished Christmas log. I'm really hungry now. We're going to be making some pan dulce, which is a very popular, a favorite in Gibraltar. We make hundreds of these every Christmas, this Christmas more than ever. And we're going to go through all the ingredients. We've been actually mixing the butter and the sugar. Then we're going to be adding the eggs, the flour, the mixed fruit, and the nuts. We use plenty of nuts with this because we like it to be packed with lots of nuts and mixed fruit. This is a traditional recipe. This is something that I've been doing ever since I was very, very young. And when I thought of bringing it to the actual bakery, I didn't want to change it. I know that we are already a commercial bakery, but one of the main things that I have which is very important for me, is that I keep the recipe as traditional as possible. So we're going to get started. This is Lieve. She's going to help me make the pan dulces today. So we've been mixing the butter and the sugar, and now we're going to add the eggs. Okay, we make sure that we mix it really well. And then the next thing that we'll do is that we'll add the flour. We'll be slowly adding the flour little by little, making sure that otherwise we don't have a flour cloud if we add too much at a time. And it also makes sure that we blend it in slowly and it mixes in well. We make sure that it's actually mixed well but not too blended, because sometimes if you add too much flour and mix it too much, it can actually be very, very tough, and we don't want to work on the flour too much. Enough to have it well blended. When the flour has all been added, we add the mixed fruit and we add all the chopped nuts. We have the Brazil nuts and we have hazelnuts and we have almonds. Right, we've added all the flour, the mix is ready, and the next thing we're going to add is the nuts. So we have Brazil nuts, we have hazelnuts, and we have almonds, chopped almonds. Plenty of them. We always add the nuts before the mixed fruit, because if we add the mixed fruit too early, it actually breaks down and it actually makes the mix really, really brown and really dark. So we leave that till the end and just mix it really, really well. And now we go adding the mixed fruit. And give it a good mix. Okay, that will be ready in a couple of minutes, and now we're actually going to show you how we actually bring it together and shape it before we put it in the oven. Right, the mix has already been made, and now Lieve is actually forming all the pan dulce balls. We're making sure that it's all pressed in, because with all the fruit and the nuts it actually breaks apart. So she makes sure that it's all well compressed, and it's 560 grams per pan dulce. We are now going to put it in the oven, 180 degrees, for about 45 minutes roughly. Okay, we brush it with egg as well. Give it a good glaze. We've just taken out the pan dulces from the oven. They've been in the oven for about 45 minutes. And now Live is adding some warmed apricot jam. That seals it all together and gives it a nice sweet taste as well. And then when she finishes that, she'll be adding it with the traditional hundreds and thousands or sprinkles, whatever it is that you want. So a bit of sprinkles. And we're done. And that is the pan dulce complete. Thank you for joining us. I hope you have a lovely Christmas from all of us at Piece of Cake. I hope you enjoyed behind the scenes and got a few tips on how to make all the lovely cakes for Christmas.